Hi guys. It's weird. Let me try this. I'm going to clear the energy really quickly because I want to be very candid. I might even cry. um, there's so much I have to say. And I'm starting to realize that my words have consequences. And as a leader, I want to show people by example how to be. And lately, I've been seeing that there's so much responsibility in knowing that you are a god of your reality, that you are a creator of your own reality. There's a big responsibility and also a big reward. It's a big power, but there's so much that there's so many moving parts that I'm afraid of hurting people. And I know that it does. Things that I do, though I have free will in expressing myself, though I have free will in doing what I do, it still now affects others. And I have to realize that. And I think so far in my life, I've been so isolated and so alone and so independent, so fiercely independent and detached from so many people that I think I forgot how to actually have intrapersonal relationships with people. And that's something that Gordon is helping me realize because he's so about other people. And he focuses so much on helping and healing and congratulating people and emphasizing their growth and their love for themselves. And he always wants people to be their best self. And what I have noticed is I'm the exact opposite. It's not that I don't want the best for people, but I am willing to leave everything and everyone behind. And so here this beautiful man is in my life. And he's so much better at personal relationships than I am. And I do realize how quick I am to move on from people. I think it's my Aquarius rising and I'm an Aries. So I think what it is I'm programmed to just cut cords and move on, right? I'm programmed to do that. But then all of a sudden I meet my twin flame and I'm literally living with him. They're dry. Yeah. And though I'm living with him, there's this personal growth that we have to go through separately yet together. And that is very challenging, being in the same home. Wouldn't you say, honey?
It is.
It's like finding your own personal time while still being in somebody's bubble, living with them 24/7. It's a new concept, right? So I wanted to just talk today candidly and openly about what I have gone through recently in my lessons and just express my lessons, not teach you guys my lessons because my lessons are different than yours, but just to show you that there is growth and there's progress. And after you learn a lesson, you have to honor yourself. And so today I'm honoring a beautiful girl that came on to my live stream and she's been with me a while and she knows who she is actually the title of today's video is Priceless Beauty. This beautiful, gorgeous woman that showed up on my live stream and she's a moderator of mine and her energy is so beautiful. And when I first got here, it was weird because Gordon started mentioning her more and more. And I was like, yeah, okay, I get that. And this, I think, unconscious jealousy and uncontrolled, like, possessiveness came over me. And I didn't realize where it was coming from. I didn't even realize it was happening. But I put her on the spot and I would make jokes about how often he would talk about her. And it, I think, may have even offended her, and I didn't realize until recently that it would have. In fact, until he mentioned that she hadn't shown up in a while. I was like, oh, that's right, she hasn't. I wonder why. And he's like, well. And I said, wait, not me. I didn't do that, right? And then I had to look at it and I had to be like, oh my God, this woman made him happy. She makes everybody happy in in my live streams. And she represents me as a different consciousness too. And that's how you have to see it when you're the creator of your reality and you understand that we're all one consciousness. We are all one love, right? That there was an aspect of me I was rejecting. And I pushed her away in possessiveness and jealousy. And I see that. Now, I am a very confident person in myself. I know that I've got this. I know that he's not going anywhere. I know that my twin flame is literally my soul in another body. Again, it's all one consciousness. I am so confident in knowing what we are, who we are, and that I created this, that it should never have worried me at all. And it did before an ego death. It did before I realized that my lower self was trying to possess something and claim something and hold on to something, be like, oh yeah, no way. So today, oh, thank you, honey. Oh shit, thank you. Thanks, honey. Wow. Got me some ice water. I just wanted to talk to you guys today about the growth that I have made personally, because I'm validating and honoring myself. And if you want to be here for that, that's amazing. If you don't want to be here for this part of it, you don't have to be. You'll catch me on the flip side when I'm healthier and happier. But today, there's this overwhelming sadness I have because I saw how much beauty and happiness this woman brought my twin flame. And it is this overwhelming growth spurt spiritually that in order to know that you are God of all of it, that you are the creator of all of it, in order to have complete sovereignty. And that's what we're here for, isn't it? We're here on this planet as spiritual beings to go through growth spurts, to start ascending, to start realizing who we are as gods, right? And so then therefore, why then would there even be a shred of jealousy within me? That I denounce it. I reject it. I reject the spirit of jealousy. I respect this. I reject the spirit of jealousy in every single person that is around me. So I have to reject it within myself. And so I guess what I'm trying to say is I cannot live in truth and be open about who I am and not talk about what I believe to be true, in that you can't lose love. You can't. You can share it. You can give it. You can receive it. You can never lose it. You can't. You cannot lose unconditional. You cannot lose source, right? And so if what I claim to be true, and that Gordon is my twin flame, if I claim that to be true, then he is my soul in another body. And he agrees. We both know that we are twin flames. What I have recently discovered about myself, and this is where it really pays to know thyself. I've recently learned that you can love more than one person. You can be in love with more than one person. Being in love is being in God. And it takes two people to be in God, being in love. If only one person is in love and the other is in a state of codependency, that's not love, is it? It's not. That's codependency. That's dependency. And that is being in ego. To be truly in love with one is to be in love with all. And so I guess what I am trying to say, and that it's honoring my soul now and how I view things. You can be in love with more than one person at a time. And I firmly, at my core level, believe this to be true. And I have seen it and witnessed it for myself. And today, the title of today's video is Priceless Beauty, because that's the name of this beautiful girl that was in our lives, and as a friend, as a moderator. and she's been MIA. She's been gone for a couple weeks now, I think. I don't know. And to see how much my boyfriend loves another woman is beautiful to me. I am witnessing in live time unconditional love, and I see him all the time. He's praying for her. He's saying, I hope she gets that job. I hope she feels safe. I hope she comes back. I hope she is okay. And to see that level of concern in a man that you love, to see that, it is so soul changing. I think what shocked me the most was seeing that he doesn't have one bone in his body that is doing it to hurt me. Him having feelings for someone else not only does not hurt me any longer, it brings me joy. And it is the first time, as a sovereign woman who's making conscious decisions as a creator of her reality, it is the first time I have ever diligently and willingly wanted to manifest his soulmate into his life with me as a twin flame still in it. This is the first time I have ever felt so secure in myself that I know love shared is love. And it's a big deal for me. This is a big coming out party today, me coming out as polyamorous. I very much believe that love is eternal, and love can be shared, and love can, it's all one consciousness. It's all one love, right? And so I really do believe that you can love more than one person. Polyamorous, means multiple loves. It doesn't always have to be romantic. It doesn't always have to be sexual, but it is multiple loves. And so for the first time, I'm realizing something about myself, and in that I also have multiple loves. I have a soulmate, and I also have a twin flame, and I love both of them. And this is a big truth for me to unveil. This is a big truth because it is not common. Plural relationships, open relationships, they're not common at all. It's not really. But just like gay marriage wasn't common at first, and it became a thing, I just realized that though a lot of people may hate how open I feel about my truth, my relationship, my livelihood, what my lifestyle is, it's not for you. It's for me. And it is to honor myself and how I feel about love. I believe that God is love and love is God. So if you are in love, then that means you are in God. And for another person to be in love with you also means that they are in God. When you fall out of love, it's because one partner outgrew the other, right? Technically speaking, you're no longer in love. You'd be in a state of codependency or enabling, right? But to have that unconditional love for Gordon that is so deep, and it's so life-changing, and it is like, I cannot believe I love someone as chronically as I do. That seeing how happy another woman makes him, I thought for sure I would be jealous. I thought I'd be in this rage. I thought for sure I'd be in this state of, oh my God, there it is. I need to leave. It is so eye-opening to see that I am genuinely happy when he's happy. And that makes me happy because I love her. I love my sister in Christ, and I love him. And so I need to honor myself right now. And this is the biggest thing I've ever announced, I think. And hell, I'm a tarot reader by trade. I am literally anti-religion, and I've survived 3 cults. And I am telling you right now, I have never been one to shy away from my truth, okay? I've been so vocal about what I believe that that's actually why I'm persecuted the way I am. But this truth for me is one of the biggest that I've ever expressed, because well, I didn't know. I didn't know I truly felt this way until recently. I discovered an aspect of myself that is so beautiful, and all I can do is honor it. And so there's this beautiful girl that came into my life, and Gordon loved her. and dare I don't even know. I mean, I suggested that I said that he fell in love. I don't know if he'd admit that, but I saw how much joy she brought him. And he would talk about it. Oh, did you see she showed up? She showed up. We did this emoji thing. And oh my God, she's so great. Did she talk to you? Did she? And there was such, at that moment, this fear of, oh my God, I could lose him. But then that part of me died off. I didn't feed that part of me. I didn't feed the jealousy. I didn't feed that green monster within. So my ego had to fucking die. My ego completely disintegrated because I don't feed that shit. I feed the higher self. I give myself over to God, my higher self, the Christ within me, the sovereign self within me. And so I know that she represents an aspect of me. When he loves her, he's loving me. When he loves her, he's loving himself. And that happiness that I know she brought him, it brought so much joy to me. And I just wanted to come out and tell you guys that I have recently, and I mean recent, I have just discovered this truth that I am polyamorous. I just recently discovered that I am this way over, like, I would say the last 2 to 3 weeks. And it's a big truth, but I can't sit here saying, guys, be authentic, be true to yourself, right? As spiritual leaders, we need authenticity and we need to lead with a purpose, right? My purpose was being stunted because I was holding this truth back because I was so afraid of judgment. The judgment from others. Multiple loves, what do you mean? 2 boyfriends, what do you mean? 2 girlfriends, what do you mean? What? Because I used to think that outside judgment could impact my life in some way. It can't. It no longer can. The only one that impacts my life is myself. And so coming out of this poly closet is the first time I've honored myself in a long time since leaving my ex-boyfriend who abused me. So that was one thing. This, honoring myself and talking about this, is so different and it's so new and it's not common. The lifestyle I live is not common, honey. Trust me. I make a living throwing tarot cards and talking about dead people and helping people realize they're psychic as hell. So there's nothing normal about me. There's nothing common about me. Normal, whatever. Who's normal? But I just wanted to honor myself today, and I'm doing that. I truly, a core, I mean, I swear to everything, you guys, this is not me being like, oh, like secretly jealous, but still like saying I'm not. It's not like that. It is a true disintegration of my ego. Jealousy cannot even sustain itself in my life anymore. And if anyone in my life can withhold this, it can withstand the spirit of jealousy within themselves, I boot them out of my energy. My own mother is not even allowed in my life anymore because of that. If you are not spiritually strong enough to fend off the spirit of jealousy, you will not be in my life. And if I am not spiritually strong enough to fend off the spirit of jealousy, I need to course correct and fix my fucking life choices. I need to fix my own issues. And so being in a twin flame union, it really shows you who you are. And it makes you strip away every fucking lie that you have because you're so afraid of judgment from the world. It makes you look at everything that you are, whether that's a witch, whether that's gay. Gordon told his entire family yesterday about us. We had been waiting because we wanted to make sure that we were solid before a ton of scrutiny came in, And he told his entire family, his extended family, everybody. And one of the first things his brother said, asks what I do for a living. And he said, well, she's a spiritual consultant. And he jokingly said, so she's a witch. And knowing that everyone knows that that's who I am, it's okay. It's not only okay, but how else will I find my true tribe if I'm not me? I am polyamorous. I have multiple loves. I love more than one man in a romantic way. And this is a big truth for me, and I would never ask or require anyone to meet me up there at that level of expression or the truth that is so severe that it could cause you to lose everyone or everything. I would never do that to any of you. I would never require anybody have this standard. if you don't want it. But it is so life-changing for me the last 2 or 3 weeks in realizing that this is who I am, that I cannot undo it. And I think that in the same way that I led a movement 5 years ago when I willingly, defiantly opposed my entire family, which, by the way, is full of Christians, to be a spiritualist. It was so, back then, it was trailblazing. Even 13 years ago, my entire family told me not to meditate. Yeah, just meditating was against the rules. And I opposed everything about religion in order to find myself and find God within myself, because I had an out-of-body experience. I meditated against my family's wishes, and I had a spontaneous Kundalini awakening. And in 13 years, I've been a trendsetter in a way, but in a way that is like painful as fuck, because not many people want to be as transparent as I am. And that's okay. But not many people are going to be as happy as I am and as fulfilled within as I am. So here is my truth. The beautiful girl that showed up in my live streams, I am truly so sorry. I didn't realize that I was hurting someone in expressing my feelings that way. And it caused me to go within so intensely last night and tonight when he told me that it was my fault. Well, he's like, well, you said it. It was my fault. So to my beautiful, gorgeous friend, my sister in Christ, Priceless Beauty, I love you and I miss you and I hope you're doing okay. And we both hope and we both pray that you are so safe and you are so sound. And I truly, truly miss you and I truly love you. And I am sorry there was that unconscious, I did not mean for the jealousy to arise, but it did. It did. And I'm not changing my belief system about Gordon loving someone else. I'm not changing that because he told me to, or because I want to keep that guy. I'm doing it because I truly see the value in multiple loves. I truly see the value in polyamory. In an open relationship, I see the value of it. Now, and I only just realized this because, one, I've been living with my twin for about 3 weeks. I don't know, maybe longer. I'm not sure when I moved. About that, maybe. And two, I just got out of an abusive hell house with 3 witches and a warlock, and I was in a coven and I didn't know it. So there was so much trauma that happened in that last phase of my life that I didn't even know this is how I felt. So I want to honor me. If I lose anybody in honoring myself, it's not really a loss, is it? If I lose Gordon because I'm honest about myself and my feelings about someone else, then it's not really a loss. I would love him and I would say, I respect you, I honor you, and I love that you have sovereignty and free will to say, well, I'm not into this, I gotta go. So here is my truth. As you know, Sebastian, the man I met almost a year ago, he is a high priest. And I met him divinely. The divine set up a union for us. That man saved my life. He performed exorcisms on me and literally saved my life. I wouldn't even be here if it weren't for him. And lately, there has been a lot of movement and a lot of, telepathy, but also in the physical, in the 3D, he has made it known that he is entering my life again. And this has been a beautiful unveiling of what I believe at a soul level, which is that love can be shared amongst many, in my opinion. But again, that's just my opinion. And the fear of being judged for who I am is so minute, it doesn't even affect me, because the love that I feel for both of these men is so much more grand. It's so much more prevalent. So, and the honor that I feel in loving 2 high priests is, wow, it is beyond beautiful. So I am honoring myself today, no matter who it hurts, I suppose. I'm not meaning for it to hurt anyone. I'm sorry if you can't accept my lifestyle or that you don't agree with my lifestyle. That's okay. Monotony. I mean, monotony, not monotony. I see monogamy as monotonous, but hey, listen, monogamy is beautiful. It really is. I honor the way that other people honor monogamy. One person and one person being madly in love, I love that. It's beautiful. It's a sacred union with God. But I truly, at a core now, believe that poly union, multiple partners, also in a high vibration is absolutely beautiful and brings glory to God as well. And that, I do not know if the world is ready for that. I don't care if the world is ready for that. I didn't care that the world was ready for God that was presenting himself in my life. I didn't care if the world was ready for my tarot readings. I didn't care that if the world was ready for me talking about the cults that I escaped. I don't care any longer either if people can accept that I am in love with two men. I don't care. They're both high priests, they're both high vibrational, and they are both spiritual leaders, and they are both insanely gifted and knowledgeable and in tune with source. And so this is the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. But it's also the most liberating, so it almost cancels out the fear. My life is a lot different than most. That's just how it is. For the streets. Yet I have a home and a safe place with two people that very much love me, my mom and my boyfriend. So no, I'll never be on the streets again. And what I would highly suggest is you not ever wish that on someone or condemn someone, judge someone, because judge not lest ye be judged. I'd be very careful if I were you. Throwing that around at anyone that you don't know, because it's really simply going to be returned to you. You're going to realize that it's your hate in your heart that you can't understand, that you can't escape from. So what you will be doing is unfortunately manifesting more people to be as closed-minded as you are, while I will bring in a lot of open-minded people who love love as deeply as I do. So you may claim I'm for the streets. Thankfully, my worthiness and what I'm worth has zero to do with what you believe about me. So I appreciate you being here. How cool that you got to hear my story. How cool that today I got to tell you about love. I got to tell you about God's love. I got to tell you about a love that is so abundant that it can be shared. So polyamory for me is now a truth that is so obvious that I'm afraid I can no longer hold it in. And that's okay. There's a lot of truths that I had to expose to the world that the world wasn't ready for. In this instance, perhaps this one is also a little too new, a little too weird, a little too unheard of, but that's okay. I claim to be God. That's also unheard of. That's also a little scary. That's scary to a lot of people, but it's not scary to me. You know what's scary to me? Claiming that I'm not God and giving my power over to something that is invisible, and I don't know if he would hate me or love me. That's what's scary. Giving my power over to an invisible source that only gives me 50% of what I want, and that I have to beg and give gifts to and placate, and I have to beg God for something. That's more terrifying to me than claiming I'm God and getting what I want. So in this way, I'm honoring myself. And though there are consequences for my actions, it is still me. It's still my life. It's still my soul's belief system. And I can no longer hold it in. Nor do I want to. I want to live in trust and in union with Source. I want to believe the higher self. And the higher self tells me that multiple love is very much possible. Not only possible, but already happening. Already happening for me. I'm already in love with two different men. That is the truth. That is absolutely the truth. I'm not hiding it from Gordon. I certainly have not hidden it from Sebastian. Sebastian, as you know, the man that I met, he was on my live streams as well. About a year ago, I met him. And we went through so many lessons. And it was so weird when he came back in my life recently. He had shown up about 3 months ago, but I was still in that horrific cult thing. And going through that was so painful, and I thought he would be in danger. So I basically told him, don't ever talk to me again. I want nothing to do with you. And I pushed him away. I was so scared that he would be harmed. And so I removed him from my life about 3 months ago. And then all of a sudden, he's entering my life again because my union is so loud and it's so prevalent and it's so obvious to anyone with eyeballs that I am in twin flame union. Anybody with eyeballs can see that I am in full harmonious union with my divine masculine. So now it's making him step up as a masculine. And in doing so, we have talked, Sebastian and I, about a couple weeks ago, I would say. He came back in my life just temporarily to tell me that he's never gotten over me and he's not with anyone. He wants to start a life with me. He had no idea, though, that I was with my twin flame. In fact, when I reached out to Sebastian, I think at first he assumed that I was single. And that, I think, broke his heart to find out I wasn't. Up to that point, he had only seen me with cheaters and a very abusive man, an emotionally abusive man that I escaped just recently. And so for me now to be in harmonious union with Gordon, and Sebastian knows about it, it was difficult and I got hung up on. I told him about Gordon and I said, yeah, this is actually something that I can't even be happy knowing that I'm this sad without you. And it was like, he was so shocked to hear it. He was like, what? Like, what does Gordon say about this? Why are you even, he like just let you call me? And I'm like, no, he begged me to call you. It was eating at my soul. It was eating at my soul that I felt this way. And once I reached out, he was not very happy that I wasn't like all his. So he hung up on me. And that's the last I heard of him. And that was a couple weeks ago. Until recently, over the last few days, there has been so much psychic telepathy that has come in that it has really forced me to look at this elephant in the room, which is polyamory, and something I cannot escape. In the same way that someone who is gay cannot escape that. They're gay. Someone who's a witch, they're a witch. If you're a Christian, you're a Christian. You can't escape who you are at your core and what you believe to be true about yourself. And I believe wholeheartedly that love can be plural. So this is something that, even talking about it right now, I know has consequences and may even affect my union with Gordon. It might affect how the viewership, how you all see me. It may impact negatively how my mom sees me now, Gordon's mom that I live with. We're best friends. She's amazing. But she may even not understand this. And it's okay. It doesn't mean that it's wrong. It just means that some people may not understand where I'm at. And knowing that your soul needs to be liberated and it needs to be freed and it needs to be expressive so much that I will face the consequences. I will take the consequences. If that means breaking up with, Gordon breaks up with me, then that is what it is. If it means I never see Sebastian again, it is what it is. If I lose support from an entire collective, it is what it is. There really has to be that moment where you realize as a sovereign being that this is your truth. And if you don't say it, it hurts you as a person. It would hurt me more as a person to hold this truth in than to lose everyone I love. And I know that that's sad, and I'm sorry. I'd rather lose all of you than lose myself ever again. And that is the truth. I would rather lose everything and everyone than ever lose me. Because I live with me 24/7. And I know that there are consequences that sometimes with immature energies, a poly union would never work. You cannot be in a successful polyamorous relationship if you have any sort of jealousy. That will not work. Jealousy is a construct of the egoic mind. If you have ego brought into that, it won't work anyway. So monogamy at a higher level is fucking gorgeous. It's beautiful. It's sacred. Polyamory at a higher level is sacred and gorgeous. Same-sex marriage at a higher level, so gorgeous and amazing and sacred. That is how you have to see it, and that's how, well, you don't have to see it that way. I have to see it that way. And so this is a point of contention, I think, for a lot of my viewers. Maybe you don't agree with me. I would hope that you would at least respect my decisions, and you would understand that I, as a sovereign being, am allowed to entertain this aspect of my life. But there are consequences to entertaining things. And it might lead to breakups. It might lead to a lot of people unsubscribing. It might lead to not having a mom. Or it might lead to me being alone for the rest of my life, living under a bridge. But there comes this point at a soul level where you have to express yourself. And this is the truth. I am madly in love with Gordon. And I am also madly in love with Sebastian. And that is the truth. And in the same way that I know I hurt this beautiful girl that was in my live streams, I don't even know your real name, Priceless Beauty. I just know that you've been here as a support system for me in my live streams and as a moderator. And it makes me sad that I hurt you. I know I did. I know now that I did. I didn't then. But once he told me, he said, well, you were kind of bold with it. And you basically told her, that's my man. You ain't going to step near my man. Energetically, I think that's what may have transpired. I didn't mean for it to be that way. I was actually, in mentioning how often he thinks of you, I wanted you to know that because it's a beautiful thing. And I truly did believe it was beautiful because you're a being of love and he's a being of love. And it made me happy to see you both so happy. And I'm sorry if it ever came across as jealousy. It's actually not there. The jealousy is not there. So I hope you are doing well, and I hope I get to see you again. I really do. We both are trying to manifest you back onto the channel. So I'm hoping you get this message. But it was an eye-opener. It brought to the surface everything that needs to be discussed about multiple unions, especially in twin flame union. In twin flame union, so many people think of twin flames as, well, it's so holy and it's like a holy thing, and it's just a kumbaya. We meditate all day and we eat salad and we talk to deer and bunnies. And it's like there is a real life too that twin flames have to experience. One of leadership, one of responsibility, right? And ownership of your own, you're living testament to the fact that God is real. You wouldn't even have found each other in this hellish existence called the earth plane if you did not have a direct connection to source. And that source is so abundant and so eternal and so available that it is, in my opinion, meant to be shared. And I can't help it, but that's how I feel. That is how I feel. This is me, Jenna, speaking for me. This is not Gordon's opinion. This is my opinion. This is me honoring me today. And I even had a discussion with him. I said, I got a download in the shower that I cannot claim to be a being of truth if I don't live honestly and authentically as myself. I said, I know in talking about this and sharing this, it may change our dynamic, but it is so important to me that I value myself, that I'm going to tell people what I believe. And so today, this live stream right now, he's not even watching it. Normally he watches my streams, but he even said, like, I'm going to let you have that. I'm going to be in here. You just, So while there are consequences to my belief system and to what I practice, there's also a beautiful benefit, and then I just honored myself. And I can be loved truly unconditionally for who I am. Why? Because I love me truly unconditionally for who I am. No one, no troll from the interwebs will be able to tell me I'm for the streets, because I fucking know who I am as a goddess. So if anyone has any judgments, you will have to live with that sour heart of your own. It's not mine. And so I know I am unconditionally loved because I love myself unconditionally. It doesn't matter if a man loves me or not. It doesn't matter if any of you love me or not. I love me so much that I honor my own truth. And this is my authentic truth, that I am polyamorous, that I love more than one man. That is my truth. I also love more than one woman. I love a whole bunch of people because I believe truly that I am love. And I'm connected to the love source. And that means it's in a very abundant frequency of love, and it just so happens to get shared. And so I wanted to honor myself, not to convince you of anything. I don't have to convince you of anything. You guys are all sovereign beings, and I love this. I wouldn't read for you any other way. But you do deserve to know who I am at my core. In order to stay subscribed to me, you should know what I stand for. And going forward in the age of Aquarius, you should know what every spiritual leader stands for. You should listen a lot more to what people like me claim to be about. How did we become so spiritual? How did we get close to God? What God do we believe in? How often do you pray? What do you pray about? How do you clear your energy? You should be knowing this about people that you subscribe to in this new age. You should not be going to a spiritual leader without knowing why the hell they got to be a spiritual leader in the first place. So I like to live so transparently and openly that up to this point, it's only affected me. But now I'm with people that I love, and I've never been with people I love like this. So I know now that my truth in expressing it affects other people. And as much as I'm scared of that too, because there's really, up to this point, there's never been anyone that could be harmed because of what I believe. Just me. And if there is a very close-minded world, then who's to say we don't face persecution for this? But I honor myself so much. And I believe in what I believe so much, so openly and so readily, that I have to share this truth with the world. And so Priceless Beauty is one of my moderators, and she's been gone, MIA, for a couple weeks, and I know I offended her, and I did not even mean to. And it is truly my hope that she would come back into my life. I love her as a sister. I really, really do. She made me happy, and she made Gordon happy. And there was unconscious jealousy that I have overcome recently. And so I wanted today to honor her with the title of this video, and I was hoping maybe she would see. But if she doesn't, that's okay. I have to just know that, that's maybe how the spirit world is handling it. Maybe she'll just leave our life forever. I'm not sure. But I really do truly want to manifest her back into my life. And I know that the judgment from others could be severe. It could be. I've faced a lot of judgment for a lot of things. My weight, my tarot readings, the things that I say publicly about, everything. Religion, spirituality, the cults that I've escaped. I've escaped 3 cults, and in each one, I have learned so much about myself, and I have learned what not to do, how not to be a cult leader. How not to be a cult leader. It is the most beautiful thing that I could have experienced pre-spiritual leadership. I do not have a huge following yet because I was not worthy of it. Now that I know, No to the cult leadership, Jenna. No. Now I know how to give my own energy to myself and to empower you to give your own energy to yourself. Something a cult leader would never do is inspire you to be your own sovereign person and think for your damn self. So there was a lot of lessons I had to learn in doing this spiritual journey. Up to this point, I hadn't really needed a huge following or craved it, because it wasn't for a following that I was doing this work. But now, knowing that I'm supposed to be reaching a lot of people with my truth and with my testimony, now there is that craving for being recognized on a bigger platform. And now that I have that calling and desire, I can consciously go into my mind and be like, thank God you know God. Thank God you know love. And that me, personally, my job is to live so authentically as me that you want to live authentically as yourself. That is my job. And that is the job of the Most High God in working through me. And I require it of God. I require the universe to bend to my will to do that for others. And so this is why I'm so vocal. This is why I'm so loud and proud about my alternative lifestyles. I lead a very different life than most people. I have not worked a 9 to 5 in maybe 8 or 9 years. Okay? I literally get paid to be spiritual. I get paid to help people who are going through psychic events like possession, demonic possession, alien visitation, ET, breakups, twin flame union. I have clients from all over the world that are going through crazy shit you wouldn't even believe is real. And I've been doing this for about the last 4 or 5 years. So there are things that you don't know about me yet that I want to express because I'm an amazing person. I'm awesome. I'm epic. I'm a goddess. And I want to share my truth with you. And judgment be damned. I don't care if I receive judgment. I don't even care if I receive judgment from family members. I am going to honor myself so dramatically that you all are forced to start honoring yourself in speaking your truth. You will compare your level of truth to mine, and hopefully my goal is to inspire you to be more authentic in who you are. If you're gay, if you're a witch, if you're polyamorous, if you are asexual, if you're single, if you're whatever it is, it doesn't matter what it is. I want you to be so authentically you that it actually hurts your ego to see me, to witness me being authentic and you being inauthentic. I want it to be so uncomfortable for you that you grow, that you say, wait, fuck this. My ego keeping me in fear of my family knowing I'm gay? Fuck this. I want to be like Jenna. I want to be that authentic and that open and that fucking free to be who she is. I want to be like that. That is my goal. That is my serious ambition in life, is to be so me that you become so you. So, to the beautiful girl that I accidentally hurt, and I know I did, and I think that I even maybe embarrassed you. I put you on the spot, and I feel like such a horrible person. I didn't even mean to do that. I was just saying, oh yeah, because she was talking in here, and I was like, oh my God, if only you knew how much Gordon talks about you, and oh my God, he talks about you all the time. It was actually, in my defense, I actually was trying to let you know that it's a compliment. He really does love you. And so if there was ever an unconscious jealousy and I put you on the spot and I embarrassed you, I'm truly so sorry. I never should have done that. Maybe I shouldn't have. That is a very personal, sacred thing, and I shouldn't have done that. And I'm truly sorry at my core. And we are both hoping that you're safe and that you are thriving right now. And if you ever do want to reach out to me personally, you can email me, do so. I would love to hear from you. But please know, I'm sorry. Truly. I didn't realize I was hurting someone else by putting you on the spot. And now that I see how beautiful love is while shared, hearing him today, this was like This was the most beautiful thing I've ever witnessed, and it made me cry, and I'm going to cry again. I know it. Just hearing him say, I want her happy. She made me so happy, and I made her happy. And I just want to see that she's happy. And it really, that part of me that was like, I want that for both of us. I want to see that she is thriving and healthy. And in the same way, that's how I want to see Sebastian as well. Happy and thriving, right? And so I have to honor this side of myself. And I'm sorry to anyone that I'm offending by my personal life choices. But they are my life choices. There's nothing I'm doing immoral. There's nothing I'm doing illegal. It is literally just me loving two consensual adults. And that is it. That is my crime against humanity, is loving more than one person. So I can sleep well at night knowing that my curse is that I love too many people. Your curse might be closed-mindedness and anger and hostility and judgment. And that's why that's your life path. That's not mine. I love me so much that I would be willing to lose everything, even live under a bridge, even lose my own twin flame union in the physical 3D world by expressing my truth. I'm not thinking I will, but there are consequences to speaking like this. There are consequences to knowing who you are and expressing it no matter what. And those consequences, because all magic comes with a price, and the consequences for magic is that you outgrow people and you will have to leave some behind. But the good thing about God is not asking you to leave everything behind. God is asking you to leave shit behind that makes you unhappy. God's not asking you to leave behind things that make you happy. So what I can't do is I cannot let this alternative lifestyle that I lead and I feel in my heart to be true, polyamory, I cannot let it build up and become toxic. There has to be oxygen breathed into it. I have to let you know that this is what I am as a spiritual healer. I am a polyamorous woman. I definitely believe in polyamory. Now, polygamy is different. That's marriage of two people or more, and I do not agree with that in this way of the way the world is. And I see that it could very easily be taken advantage of, and it could hurt a society, it could hurt a system. Like, for instance, it's not legal in the United States because of tax reasons. You can't marry more than one person here. It's just not even legal. I don't think it's really legal anyway. I actually did read that in South Africa, polygamy is legal. But like here, it wouldn't be, because there'd be an abuse of the system. And so I don't believe in it. And polyamory is one thing, to have multiple loves, even if it's romantic in nature. The thing is, I care more about my own truth of who I am than I care about your judgment. Your judgment will never faze me. You not liking that I have the love of one man, now let alone two, will never faze me. It will never hurt me that you don't like that I'm happy with multiple people. It will never hurt me that the entire world does not accept who I am. It will never touch me again. Your judgment is yours. Judge not, lest ye be judged. You will be the one judged on your close-heartedness. And during the book of Revelation, or, well, I guess I should say the end times, whatever, it says men's hearts will fail them from what's to come. Your heart, if you are that close-minded that you would say something to me today in this chat, like, you're for the streets, Jenna. If your heart is that closed off, that is how you feel genuinely about another person, then may you be this in the streets. May your life be what you project on other people. And may my self-love be so evident that it returns back to you everything you send out. You are the closed-minded person. You are the one that doesn't choose love, not the other way around. So don't ever call me evil. Don't ever call me anything less than blessed, because that is where I'm going. I'm going to a place of blessings because I am living proof that if you live truthfully and honestly with who you are, there are so many benefits to that. And it might be you alone experiencing those benefits. It might be just you. loving yourself so much that you become blessed by the universe. And I am sorry that it may hurt people to know that I believe in multiple loves and multiple partners. And I do. If you have a judgment about that, you should probably take it up with somebody who cares, because it's no longer me. So I just wanted to come on here and share my truth and be open and expressive to who I am, what I believe in, and let the chips fall where they may. You may approve, you may not. You may like me, you may not. It's okay. I won't lose sleep over it. I have to go. See you again. Bye, Medina. Is this common for a twin flame, or is it just you? I'm not sure if it's common. I don't know too many twin flames in union, so I'm not sure if this is common. Preach. Hi, Medina. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being here. It's your life journey, no one else's. This is so interesting. I've missed you too. Oh, that's sweet, babe. Thanks for sharing. This is fascinating. Only you create your jealousy. If you know your power and step back from the ledge, you will come off on top every time. Yes, Two Bros Gaming. I like that. I like that. Awesome. Are you from Ohio or Utah? Wow, I'm from neither. Hello. Yeah, it is a wow. It's definitely a wow. It is definitely a wow, because for the last 3 weeks, I've been learning this about myself. And I think what I learned is I repressed it for a long time. You know, it's strange. Sebastian was the most spiritual man I'd ever met. He literally performed exorcisms on me. Guys, I'm not kidding when I say that. The dude saved my life, okay? But the problem is his mother was not too happy with us together. I was twice his age, so, you know, he was 18, and I was 34 at the time, 35, 34. So yeah. There was a huge problem there. It was a glaring issue with his mom, a point of contention. And so I left. I left because, well, I wanted to give him free will to choose. And at that time, I thought that he would choose her. And so I left. I didn't want to find out that he didn't choose me. And only recently did he even come back into my life and say that he did choose me. And so now there's this like elephant in the room, and it's like, what? So now I have a soulmate and a twin flame. And I don't know, this is unprecedented. This is something, I don't have a template. I don't have a blueprint for this. There's no manual for this, because I don't know many twin flames in union at all. And who knows what goes behind closed doors in those unions? I don't know. I know it goes on behind closed doors in soulmate unions, but a twin flame, I'm not sure. But one thing that I can't do is lie to people. Lie by omission. Ignore an entire part of me that I'm discovering, just so that you don't think I'm a hoe. I don't care if you think I'm a hoe. You can think whatever you want about me. I know who I am. So, in the spirit of truth that I have established this channel on, and I have prayed over this channel hundreds of times. People have prayed with me. There's been thousands of prayers sent on my channel. And that's a lot of momentum towards the Holy Spirit. That is a lot of momentum towards God, honey. So the divine protects my ass, the divine protects my channel, and the divine protects the beautiful people on it. And one thing I'm not going to do is allow myself to hide from you an aspect of myself so prevalent, so loud, so in my head all the time, that it's actually impacting my thought process anymore. I can't, in good conscience, still be a spiritual leader and not tell you this glaring half of my life. I am in love with 2 men. That is the truth. That is the truth. And so I never chased Sebastian. Once we ended it, we basically ended it because the threat was there. Like, his mom was, she was not happy. She was a point of contention for sure. And there were a lot of people on my channel, the same thing. Everybody calling me every name in the book, pedophile, whatever. Oh God. I never met him before he was 18 years old, by the way, just to let you know. And I didn't go looking for love. We were both single and we met at a Jack in the Box. So there's zero anything I did wrong. But I did not love myself enough then to fight for it. I just thought, oh, the world would never understand. So there it is. And I threw it away. I never chased him. I never tried to seek that out really so much. I just, one time we had a hookup again after a few months. You guys saw this whole story. And that was it. There was every maybe 4 to 6 weeks, he'd call me, say, hey, are you safe? I love you, and hang up. And it's since March when we met. It was like February or March that we met. And so we haven't even known each other a whole year yet. But about every month to 6 weeks, on average, I would say that he would call me or text me and be like, hey, I'm thinking about you. I love you. Are you safe? And then hang up. And it was always this forbidden love that we weren't allowed to have. And now all of a sudden the universe is showing me that I can have it. But in order to have it, you have to really be willing to fight for it. You have to really be willing to look everybody in the eye and say, I believe in this love, even if you think it's taboo. You may not like his age, but that's not up to you. That's up to the Holy Spirit. That's up to God. If that is a God union, that is up to God. And so this is a big truth. And again, there are consequences to everything that we do. And who's to say that the consequences for me would be good and positive? Maybe it could end in breakups. You never know. But I love me so much that I'm willing to be living under a bridge for the truth that I know. I'm willing to lose the thing that I love the very most in this life, and that is even Gordon. And I know I won't, because we're twin flames. You can't lose your twin flame, but I would be willing to. And that is I just don't see that ever happening. He's the love of my lifetimes. But I think that in this new world, in this age that we're all entering right now, there is a spiritual war here. And the war is within your own mind. The war is you against you. It's you against your ego. It's not me against monogamists. It's not me against soulmates that marry soulmates. It's not a war against people. It's a war against ignorance. The ego itself is the one creating the ignorance. Destroy the ego and you remove the ignorance. This is my truth, and it is my truth alone. I do not speak for Gordon in this. I am in love with 2 men. Truly, truly in love. Not like, oh, well, there's a little bit of feelings here and a little bit of, no. Like I cry. I cry because I miss Sebastian. And he speaks to me telepathically, and we have conversated. Even since meeting Gordon, we have discussed Sebastian a lot. And Sebastian and I have discussed Gordon. So it is very much a thing that I believe to be true, is that your heart can belong to 2 different people. So I needed to put this out there. If you agree with it, that's lovely. I would love to talk to you. If you don't agree with it, that's okay. I respect it. I respect that you don't agree with it. I respect that you have your beliefs and you would stand so firm in those beliefs. But please do not hate me because I have a difference of opinion. And if you do hate me, that's fine. But just know that you're hating an aspect of yourself. And it will not stick to me. I will be blessed abundantly. So with that said, I know it took on a lot. Just saying that, I felt a lot of judgment come at me. So just give me a second to clear my energy, okay? Before I even read those comments, let me just clear my energy and make sure that anyone that doesn't agree, it's fine. You're allowed to not agree. But one thing you will not be doing any longer is harming me. You don't have to approve. And you don't have to gift me anything. You don't have to donate to me. You don't have to give me compliments. You can do whatever you want. but she will not harm me. You don't have to help me, but you're certainly not going to hurt me. And that's it, going forward. Because I work for the Most High God. The Most High God sent me. And I mean this when I say I had a near-death experience in 2019. I literally died, went to the other side, and God told me that I am coming back only if I work for love, only if I help humanity, and only then. So when I say I work for God, that is what the fuck I mean. And if you don't believe it, you think I work for the devil, you think I work for the Illuminati, you're allowed to think whatever the hell you want to believe, but only one of us is right. So going forward, this is my truth. And although, yes, there may be consequences, there are always consequences to every truth that we have, every sentence we speak. And I'm learning that now. I'm learning that for the first time in my life, I have people in my life that I don't want to lose. And that it's strange to feel this feeling of like, oh my God, did I hurt him? Am I hurting him? It's weird because God is giving me the promised land and there are people that I want to keep around. And I am actually truly, truly repentant. And the Priceless Beauty, my moderator, I'm truly sorry. There was jealousy, I think, that reared its ugly head. I really do think that at the core underlying reason I even mentioned in the first place maybe was a little bit of jealousy. But there was sprinkled in with that jealousy telling you that my boyfriend may or may not be in love with you. And in a way, at that time, I was not ready to face this truth that love could be multiplied like that. So I was not ready. But to see that the attention Gordon gets is alarming. Not alarming as in like bad. Alarming as in like, holy mother of God, this man gets attention everywhere he goes. And especially women, they have been doing things for him. Like he gets free shit all the time. Like he just got a free chicken breast. We went to KFC to get the dog a chicken, and like a one like chicken breast, right? So he goes, "Can I get one chicken breast, please?" And he goes up to the freaking window, and the lady tells him, "Gordon, put your card away." No, here. And she hands him 2 chicken breasts free, and I was just like, "What?" And he's like, "Yeah, it's like that all the time." And then it literally is like that. He went to the post office the other day, and he was literally going into the vestibule when the lady was like closing up and locking, and he goes, "Oh, please, please." And she goes, "All right, Gordon, 3 minutes. Get in, get out." It's like that with him. He gets everything he wants because he knows who he is. He knows that he's God of his reality, period. And I just wanted to tell my beautiful moderator that I am truly sorry I put you on the spot. I think I embarrassed you. And I hope I'm not embarrassing you the second time now, but I didn't mean to do that. I guess I didn't mean to ever, I never wanted to hurt you. That was never the intention. That was never the intention. I think I accidentally did so. And I really am sorry. And to my own self, to thine own self be true, right? So here it is. I am in love with 2 men. I believe in polyamory. I believe in multiple unions. Me personally, Jenna. I believe in this. I see the value in it, and I think it's sacred. I think it's actually holy and divine. And though an entire collective may not agree with me, this is my personal belief, and having witnessed it multiple times. Being in love is being in God. And it is very easy for me to be in God with more than one person. So, thank you for listening. I know it's going to be kind of a doozy. It was kind of a doozy last night when Gordon told his entire family about us too, and I was like, oh God, I felt all the... You could just feel when people are in your energy and they're like, who's this girl? Who is that? What is she doing there? And like, how long they've been talking and what's she do? And all this, I could feel the chitter chatter in him telling people finally, like, nah, she's not only the one for me, but she lives here. And that was a huge shock to the system for his extended family, because they didn't even know he was dating anybody, let alone living with someone. So, and we did that on purpose. We kept it under wraps on purpose. I needed very, very much to believe that this was going to last and that we had a fighting chance. So this was the only union I've ever had that I kept secret from, like, the outside world. You know, I normally just go in guns blazing and I'm just like, oh my God, like I'm in love with them and we're going on this vacation and like he's so great. And but this was the only methodical one I've ever had, and that's why it's lasting. It was very methodical. It was planned. It was strategic. And we announced it last night to his family, and so far so good. There's a lot of chitter chatter in the ethers, but whatever. It's because he's a big deal. It's because he's a fucking big deal, and the family knows it. He's the black sheep of the family. He's left everyone and everything behind. So when he makes a decision, best believe it's because he fucking wants to. And it's the same with me. I've left dozens of men. I've had my fair share of karmic relationships on this journey. In 13 years, I've had my fair share of not working out. And for me to decide that I am polyamorous it's so freeing, it's so liberating, but there's maybe a lot of people that won't understand it. Thankfully, it doesn't matter if you understand it. Just like you don't have to understand my tarot cards. You don't have to understand what I do for a living. You don't have to understand. You only have to understand if you book with me. You don't have to understand that I believe Jesus was a witch. You don't have to understand that I think the Bible is metaphorical and it's not literal. You don't have to understand anything that I understand. This is my teeny tiny corner of the internet where I share my testimony and my livelihood with the world. I share what I do. And I face a lot of persecution for it, but this is the one time that I don't care about your fucking persecution. You should be the one under your own persecution, not me. So judge not lest ye be judged, right? I'm not for the streets. I'm for heaven. And I'm for God. And I'm for divine union, and I'll always be for divine union. And so what you think so far about twin flames is maybe that there's only one divine union, but perhaps we are really truly all one consciousness. And that consciousness is something that can be shared in everyone that you ever meet. It's the same way that I meet a random stranger on the internet. If I have a new client and I'm just meeting you for the first time, and there's a whole hour that we spend together, I get to know you and I get to love you. That right there is polyamory. That is a multiple love thing. So going forward, this is my honest truth, and this is what the internet should know. And I'm excited to have the internet know. And I'm even excited to let the chips fall where they may and lose people that I meant to lose. Even my own twin flame. I would be willing to even lose Gordon over this. That is how truthful I want to be to myself. I'm not thinking I'll ever have to, but if it did happen, I would be willing. But I'm not manifesting that. We're manifesting really strong, solid union. So I love you, and I hope that this helps someone today besides myself. And if it only helps me, then that's okay too. But there's my truth, guys. Yeah. I even had to leave my mother this week. I left my mom behind. I had to part ways with my mom because I just felt like I'd outgrown her spiritually. And it gets to a point where if you can feel like someone is actually not benefiting anymore from being around you, it's actually the opposite. That you're so powerful and so much more advanced than where they are, then you just learn to detach and you learn to let them go. And she'll find her own lessons. She'll go to God. God will protect my mother, right? God will protect your friends that you're leaving behind. God, the same source that saved your ass will be saving them. The same one that came through for you and showed you signs and synchronicities and gave you your soulmate to learn from and helped you erase karmic debt. The same God that loved you will love these people when you break free from them. But you have to break free from them because you know as well as I do, they are not going to be the one breaking free from you. It's just not going to happen. There's too much you offer. Knowledge, free energy, adoration, compliments, money, free rides, right? They're not going to be the one to detach from you. You have to be the one that detaches from them. And I'm sorry to say it, but truth is truth. And it really is the truth that shall set you free. So, I just got a message on my phone, literally from the butterfly. Wait, what's her name? Oh my God. The name of it is The Awakened Butterfly. And I just got a notification that says, they hate you for telling the truth. Now, if that is not confirmation from God, my mom is not in my life ever again, and she will never be. That's okay. And she may hate me for telling the truth, and that's okay. But there's a truth to be shared, and I love myself a lot. And I will not be controlled, and I will not be silenced by even my own mother, but even my DNA. I will not be silenced. I'll say what I want to say. I'll say it how I want to say it. And I'll let the consequences be the consequences. And in this instance, the only consequence for speaking about loving multiple men is that I feel good about myself. The only consequence is that I am honoring my own soul. And it's no different than people when they would come out as gay before it was legalized, before it was common, before it was accepted. You know, this is the same thing. For me, it's a revolution in a lifestyle for me. And I'm not going to take on anyone's hate. It's your hate, babe. You should really fucking handle it. So, hi, Zara. Yeah, I'll do readings later if you'd like to donate. If you want to donate, do so. I'm not going to force you, or just know that it's always welcome. If you ever want to give love, I'll receive it. I'd love to receive from you. So, thank you guys for being here. And thank you for understanding that this is my truth. It is not Gordon's truth. It is my truth. His truth may be different. His truth may be the same, but that's up for him to decide, and that's up for him to share. But for me, this is my truth, that I am in love with two men simultaneously, and that there doesn't seem to be any negativity, any cons to that. There's no cons. There's only pros. The cons are that people might not accept me. But I've already been not accepted my whole life. So it's not really a loss, you see? You get to a point where there's really not a loss in expressing who you are. There's only a win, and it's only up from here. And I know that God will honor me like I honor me. I know the universe will bring in the like-minded people that I know will accept me because I accept me. You see? I thank you for being here. And to Priceless Beauty, with all my heart, I am so sorry that I hurt you. I know I did. I know I did. And I guess I didn't realize it until now. And the second I knew that I did, I changed it, and I felt so repentant, and I felt convicted in the heart space to tell you. So thank you for being here, guys. I hope that I can still be someone you trust and you support and you want to be learning from. But if not, and this is where we part ways, it's completely okay. Please just know that I thank you for all the support that you've given me up to this point. Thank you for being in my life. Thank you for being the collective that I needed to grow and heal with. But this is a new aspect of myself, and it's such a high standard that I'm holding myself to that I will now be requiring everyone to hold themselves to that standard if they are in my life. And that standard is authenticity and truth. Despite the judgment, despite hate, despite having to move on from people who don't agree, that is the going rate. That is what heaven is like. It has not changed its standard. Heaven did not change its standard. We have to believe that our truth and sharing what we are, who we are, it should supersede everything. It should. And if it doesn't, and our ego blocks it, we have to really deal with the ego. We have to look at why we are afraid of our own truth. you know? Most of us, it's loneliness. We fear loneliness. We fear isolation. We fear not being understood. We fear being alone down here in all of this. But that's when you really have to see that God, the universe, is the thing blessing you. If you are so in your own self, in your own truth, and 8 billion people on the planet hate you for it, well, guess what? There only needs to be one that believes in you, and that's you and the universe. The universe will bless you. The universe will pay your bills. The universe will get you out of horrible situations. The universe is your lover. God is your lover, right? So it doesn't matter any longer if people can accept your truth, whatever truth that might be. Maybe you're a witch. Maybe you're a Christian. Maybe you're gay. I don't know. But whatever the truth is, there are going to be people that don't accept it. So they don't even accept themselves. Deep down, they don't even accept the reality that they think 2 Teslas keeps them warm at night. They don't even accept the truth that they're in a really loveless partnership while you're out there having love with 2 people. So the anger is really with themselves. And that's what you need to realize. Same with people that work 9 to 5s that hate on me because I'm a business owner and I get paid doing what I love, loving what I do, and getting paid bank for it. So there's people that don't like that. Do you think that stops me? No. And it will never stop me. The ones that are meant to be in my life will absolutely be in my life. The ones that are going to leave anyway, and it's not a loss. I'm only going to gain, and I'm only going to have more and more and more love because I am eternally, unconditionally loving myself. So I love you guys. And if any of you are interested in learning more about his opinion about things, we're hosting a Patreon live stream tonight. He and I both are coming out as twin flames on Patreon. We're doing a live Q&A if you guys want to know about union. Just find it somewhere. It's in my description, I think, in a different video. But I need to be expressive about who I am, and this is what I believe in. So a lot of people may not like it, but that's why it's a spiritual war. There has to be opposition until there isn't. The opposition only exists because you allow it to exist in your mind. I could very easily bring in a lot of friends who are also polyamorous. It's very easy to do so, especially as a manifester, especially as a conscious creator. It's so easy for me to manifest people that believe in the same things that I believe in. In fact, you see it proof every single day in my live streams. I'm going to bring in more and more people who also have the capacity to love so unconditionally that it's alarming to people and it triggers your family. Your love is so intense that it triggers the world. And I'm excited to meet people like that. I can't wait. So I thank you very much for being here, guys. Thank you for listening to this. If you happen to see Priceless Beauty, can you please let her know that I love her and I'm waiting to see her. But yeah, we're going to be manifesting that, so I hope to see her around. Let's see, were there any other message? Any other? Yeah, no. Nobody actually talked after Zach. So, all right. I'm loving you guys with all my heart, and I will see you tonight on Patreon. I hope you're there. And so being a whore is okay. Who are you to call anyone a whore? Look at your life choices. I'd be very careful calling someone a whore or a hoe. You should really watch yourself. Go within, introspect, look at your life choices before you come at me. Pull the log out of your eye before you come at me telling me about the splinter in mine. I'd be very careful if I were you. Look at your life choices. Bye.